Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. Today is January 5th, 2019, and I'm going to show you some of the stuff that is going on in my garden. There's really not much, but people have asked about my winter crops because I mentioned it a few times that during the winter I do grow a few different varieties of vegetable and some herbs. So today I'm gonna show you a few so that maybe it can help you with yours. So anyway, here in these raised bed here I have sage. Sage is one of the most hardy herbs that you can grow. It would withstand freezing temperature where snow would cover the entire bed, and then once the snow melted, it'll come right back. So I live in Texas. I don't get snow very often, but when it does, sage will still be fine. They will still be alive. This year the temperature hasn't been too bad. It dropped to freezing a few nights, but very short, and it comes right back into the 40s and the high 30s. But right now it's up in the, I think it's almost the 60s. Crazy for January. And then rosemary is a great variety of herb you can grow that would just basically live through almost any crazy weather. So if you live towards the south where it doesn't get super crazy cold, rosemary is a great one there to grow because they thrive all throughout the year. They're basically perennial because this is a clone. I actually propagated from a branch, and then it's been here for a few years already without me having to do anything. Every year all my other herbs died off, and then the rosemary and the sage just remain there, and then I would thin it out in the spring, kind of like do some trimming and maybe propagate it a few, and then get rid of all of these old stems and stuff like that, clean it up, make it look better, and then it'll grow back nicely all over again. I have a problem with rabbits, so this is my red butterhead. It was pretty big, and then the rabbits came and ate it. And radishes are great. You see how I just threw seeds in here? They will grow. They grow better when the weather is around 60 degrees Fahrenheit, but at lower temperature they will grow. It's just very slow. So I just put a few seeds there, and maybe it will hang on till like March, and then that's when they start to take off. Onions are great. These onions were also propagated from bits that I saved from onions that I bought, and they will just live through cold weather and all that stuff and would just thrive. So onions is a great one to grow in wintertime or colder time. This is artichoke. Same way, they will grow into very, very low temperature. And I have some garlic there that I'm just messing around with. Garlic will grow. You can start them in the winter time and then allow them to go all the way up into the next season, and you can harvest the bulbs. See these onions here? Everything is dead already, and that's the onion. I think these are 2 years old. I hardly use them because I have so much. I keep propagating more, which I shouldn't, but it's just so much fun to do. So I keep having more and more onions. Look at the trunk of these things. They're massive. I don't know what is gonna look like under there, but these onions, you see these onions? They shouldn't be this big, but I guess because they're so old. You can use these for stir fry. They're excellent. You cut a few of these here, they leave, and then they will grow back. So onions are great to grow in cool weather climate, or like winter growing, or after the frost when you can't grow anything else. Onions would do that. All right, and one of my favorite vegetable to grow, and I grow this every year. So I think you guys, if you follow me, you would have seen videos that I made on this. These are Tatsoi. Actually, this is only one plant, and it is massive. See, my bed here is about 2 by 4, and one of that pretty much take up about a third of the space. So with lots of room, that's how big they can grow. So you don't have to cut the entire plant off. You can just harvest a few leaves, and the more leaves will just form. These are great in soups. They're great in stir fries. I think some people even juice. They make juice, like juicing or whatever, and then they would throw this in there. They're really, really nice. They're beautiful vegetable. Look at this. They're very nice and tender. And one of the best thing about this plant is that there are not a lot of pests that prefer them. I'm not sure why, but every year I grow these. I do have an occasional problem with cabbage worms. They would bite holes in it like this here, but during this time of the year there's no problem. I mean, it's really cold some days, and then it's a little bit warmer some days, but those things just grow like crazy, and they will produce 1 million seeds. So I have a video on how I collected these seeds, so you guys should check it out. One plant is all you need to save seeds from, and you will have seeds for like many years down the line. So that is one that I recommend you guys grow. They're excellent. They taste great. They have a very nice texture, and it doesn't have any kind of weird taste to it. It's very subtle, so it's a good vegetable for all kinds of purposes. So I like them in soups. And here's another one. So as you can see, the difference in size on this side here, it's blocked by my fence here. So this plant does not get a lot of sun, so they do require a lot of sun. Even though it likes colder climate, they do require a lot of sun to grow well. So if it doesn't get a lot of sun, it's kind of struggle a little bit, and won't grow as big or as fast. And see, again, there are some onions there. That's just my lime tree. And then you would these are Swiss chard, so they're also excellent cool weather plants to grow. So that's another vegetable variety that you should consider when you want to grow something in cooler temperature. And then I also have romaine lettuce, which I will show you, and then also the red butterhead, which you just saw that the rabbits ate up. Alright guys, here it is. These are my romaine. So they will grow in cool weather. So that's a good vegetable variety to consider to grow. And those are just seeds of radish that I dropped, which I'm hoping that they will remain this small and then grow a little bit more during the spring. So I will transplant those somewhere else during the spring. And here, some more romaine. And then on the side of it, because I drop a few seeds in there, those are my red butterhead there. It's like fighting for space. And some more radish. And here, these are radish. These are radishes. And then those are romaine seeds that I just dropped all over the place. Usually I start them like in the cold time, and I just leave them there without much care. And then once the weather warm up, like in March, then I would take a few and I would put them in my raised bed, and then I'll have lettuce for like a few months. So that's how I do it the lazy way. So again, here are some sage that I propagated, and onions as well. So let me show you a few more plants that I kind of overwinter to keep them alive, because I think a few people ask what happened to those plants. Okay, here's my aloe, and this is my garage, and that's my pepper plant that I kind of like overwinter. I'm not doing much to them. I don't feed them at all, and I water them very little because this time of the year they kind of like go dormant, and so not much light is being given to these guys. Also, sometimes I open the garage door and allow them to get natural lights. All I want them to do is stay alive until the weather gets warm again. Okay, and I'm still in my garage here, and also I have some of these ornamental plants here that I'm trying to keep alive. See, as you can see, they're all dead because it's so cold, but a few of the branches are still alive, and I don't need all of them to live because these plants are really easy to propagate. So I just need a few nice branches, and then I can propagate a whole bunch more. Oh no, look what I did to my succulent. I just moved it and it broke off. But that's okay because these things here propagate super easy. I put them in the soil, they'll just become new plants all over again. So here are my jade plants. They're in my garage getting very little light. All they're doing is trying to stay alive until the weather gets warmer. And those are all my succulents there. These, man, I have these for years and they're still alive. So you can take your plants into your garage. So inside my garage, I think the coldest it has been is probably in the 40s degrees. And these, as long as there's nothing freezes in here, if it doesn't drop below 32 degrees, the succulents will be fine. They won't freeze and they will remain alive until you take them outside. And I even grow, see, those are microgreens. So bring your succulents inside. You don't have to give them much light. Just turn on the lights every once in a while and they will be fine. So that's one of my lazy way on how to overwinter some of these plants. So that's it, guys. I hope you enjoy the winter or the cool weather tour, and I hope that help you decide what varieties you can grow during the cool months. Until spring, we will have more stuff going on, but as for now, this is it, guys. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.